Okay, is it 6 o'clock yet? Yes, it is.
Yes.
All right. It's 6 o'clock on July 22nd, 2020, Wednesday, and we're opening up the Freetown Library Trustees meeting. And I have to read this statement because of the COVID crisis. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Mass General Law C-30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Freetown Board of Library Trustees will be conducted by remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specifically, information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public can be found on the Freetown website, freetownma.gov. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to view the meeting will be able to view the meeting via live stream on freetownsma.gov. No in-person attendance of the members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time by technological means. If you are unable to do so, despite every best effort, we will post on the town's YouTube channel an audio or video recording, transcription, or other comprehensive record of the proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Well, we don't have the ability to live stream, so there will be a YouTube video that will be posted to the town's website at some point, which would probably be later this week. All right, with that said, I like to call the meeting to order, but there's somebody that must have audio on because I can hear audio in the background. Does somebody have two units on?
I can hear it too.
2 units?
Yeah, like a phone and a computer with audio.
Oh, I've got my fan.
No, it's not that. I don't think it's
That's not
that.
it?
No. No, I don't know what it is. It happened once before too.
Oh,
Okay,
my computer's on, but there's no audio.
okay.
I can turn it off. See if that helps, okay?
Yeah. All right, I don't hear it now. Okay, so we'll call the meeting to order and Beverly can take the roll. The secretary will take the roll.
Okay, if we could each go around and identify ourselves. Beverly Sadik.
Irene Asher.
Lucille Rosa.
Linda,
Fournier.
Paul Sadik, we're library trustees, and we have library director.
Nicole Vignan.
There you go. So now everybody knows who we are. Okay, let's go over the payroll, the bills, the minutes, and the report by Nicole. Did everybody have an opportunity to look at the spreadsheet that was sent out to us regarding the bills and the payroll?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And does anybody have any questions regarding this?
No.
Nope.
Okay. All right. So we don't have to accept this normally, right?
Right. We don't need any motions.
Okay. So that one's done. All right. Review of bills. We'll get to that in a second because that's really why we're here, to talk about how we're going to go about approving the bills and the payroll, at least for the time being. Okay, we have minutes. Did everybody have an opportunity to look at the minutes of July 9th?
Yes.
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 Okay. Does anybody have any issues with those minutes?
No.
No.
All right. So we have a motion. We can get these minutes approved, and Beverly can get them posted with the town clerk.
Motion to approve the minutes from Thursday, July 9th, library trustee meeting.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion made by Linda, seconded by Lucille.
Yes.
Any discussion? Okay, nothing heard. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Nope. Okay, Bev has to take the roll.
Okay. Irene, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I am.
Linda, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
Lucille, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
Paul, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
And I am in agreement with the motion.
Okay, the motion
Yes.
passes unanimously. Okay, on to the next thing, which really is the report of the library director. And it's really also under old business, which is the reopening update and curbside service. So you're on, Nicole.
Yep, so can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So we've been doing curbside for about a week. The first week was very busy. Most people are picking up all the holds that have been on the shelf since March. This week has been a little bit quieter, and I think that comes in part from the holds are still backed up at the delivery, but it's been going well. We're still doing 4 days a week. And as long as everything goes this week, I think we're still going to go ahead with opening to the public next week. But there hasn't been any problems. Paul has picked up, so he knows the system. So far there's been no kinks and no problems. Is there any questions about how curbside has been going or anything?
How are you making out with putting the quarantine with the bins?
It's been fine. We've had a few questions about like why are things still checked out, but once you kind of explain why, most people are understanding. And we haven't had, besides the first few days, there's only been like maybe 4 bins in quarantine at a time, so it's not been too overwhelming.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Now, Nicole, when
Yep.
you say that you're going to open the library to the public, what does that mean?
So we had discussed with the town about, because you're allowed to have a certain amount of people in the building at a time for browsing, starting when phase 3 started. So as long as a few things get done this week, then there's no reason that we can't start that next week. And we would be able, it would be limited to 2 people in the building at a time if both Brittany and I were there, because it's 4 people, pretty much 4 to 5 people in the building at a time, including staff. So on the days that Brittany and I are, the hours that Brittany and I are both there, only 2 people would be allowed in, and it's going to be by appointment only, and it's limited to like half an hour at most. I anticipate that a lot of people will still not want to come in based on their comfort level and if they're high risk, but we'll still be doing curbside as an option if that, is the case. Only a handful of libraries have started letting people browse. So I'm not sure how. I have a meeting on Thursday, tomorrow, with some other directors. So I'll kind of, if they've started, I'll have an idea of how it's been going for them. But for the most part, I think the hardest part is enforcing the masks, if that's like something that we're doing. But most libraries haven't had too much of a problem with that.
Now, when you mentioned the mask, and if that's something that we're doing, is that our decision? Is that the town's decision?
I mean, so you're supposed to wear a mask when you come in, but a lot of the times the problem becomes when they don't wear the mask properly, and how to kind of like approach them to be like, you need to be wearing your mask over your nose, or, vice versa. Like I said, it's not come up a lot. And I think most people, if you just remind them, it's fine. But obviously, like when they come in, they have to be wearing a mask. I think the only issue comes like while they're inside, making sure that they keep the mask on and wearing it properly.
Well, when you're making those appointments, you guys should probably
Remind people.
explain that to them, that you're going to be
Yeah.
required to wear that the whole time you're in the library.
Yep.
So that they know, because if they feel like they can't do it, then they should.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, and then since we'll still have curbside, if they feel that they can't wear a mask, then that's like the accommodation, is that you can use curbside. Because unfortunately, like, it's too small in there. So like, even if there's 4 people to try to keep 6 feet, like you have to be wearing the mask.
Right.
The number of people is determined by the health department based on state regulations for the size of the facility.
Yeah. So
and it includes the staff.
Yeah, so so per the state, it's for 1,000 square feet of accessible space, you can have 8 people in the building. But subtracting like, the back room and all this shelving, we're probably closer to like 500 square feet. So we're anticipating between like 4 and 5 people total.
Now,
No.
Nicole,
Yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead,
one
Beth.
other question.
Yep.
Are people going to be allowed to use the computer?
I'm trying to discourage that as much as possible, because the problem gets to be like limiting their time on it. If we're trying to limit it to half an hour,
Right.
You have to like ask them to leave at a certain point. So I'm hoping to not, at least for the first few weeks, not have that. But obviously, if it's something that like they need to get done for, if it's something for unemployment or like medical, like the only thing is I'd probably try to limit them to an appointment where no one else would be in there. So like no browsing, so that we don't have to worry about people like them being like on top of each other. So again, it's going to be all appointment. So if I know that there's going to be like an hour in the afternoon where no one's booked and someone's like desperate to get on a computer, we're going to just be switching out the keyboards and then just sanitizing the stations in between. But I don't anticipate that will be like crazy in the beginning, since it is going to be limited. And in general, the people that use the computers use them for several hours.
Right.
So I have a feeling it would only be for like stuff, like I said, if they needed to print something or if they had to like do some, I anticipate too that there's still going to be some people trying to respond to the census. And I want to give people the chance to do that as well, because I know that's like especially important for the town. So.
And will we do it again like we had like Tim do the Freetown Flash?
Yeah. So tomorrow Jeff is supposed to install the plexiglass, and the highway department is supposed to come and move the copier and the extra chairs, because we can't have any like extra seating. So as long as those things get done this week and I have time to do the markings on the floor, then we should be good to go. I would prefer to wait another week, but obviously if you think it's time, we can definitely go forward. People are still kind of getting used to the curbside. So I don't know. I would prefer to leave at least till maybe the week next week, August 1st or whatever. I don't know what day that August 1st is.
The 27th was the date that was
Discussed.
discussed by the town with us.
Yeah.
At that meeting. They want everything open on the 27th. The week after the 27th would be August 3rd. That would be the Monday. I don't know if we want to get into any issues with the town right now. You know what I mean? I mean, they're requiring everybody, I think, to get back into operation by the 27th. At least there hasn't been any change as far as I know. So
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to you guys, not to the town. But
well,
David just wanted
Your hesitation. What is your hesitation to wait until?
I just a lot more cases, I guess. Like, I don't know, the town hall, the Fairhaven town hall just had to close for a week because they had a confirmed case for a worker. And it's just a little nerve-wracking, I guess, to go straight into it when we're still kind of getting in the habit of curbside. I think I don't want to switch too quickly and have people be confused.
well, we're still going to have curbside, correct?
Yes.
And
we're going to probably have to get some sort of canopy or tent, because there's not like a good spot to have the table now that it's not going to be in front of the door. So I have to have it off to the side somewhere, and we just want it to be protected. So I don't know.
Did you see the email I sent you? They had those canopies on sale
When did you send that?
last week.
I did not get it.
I sent it to you. It was Ocean State Job Lot had those canopies on sale for very reasonable price.
Yeah, they do.
Which one? Do you know which one? Because when I went to the one in Dartmouth, they only had like the really big ones.
Well, this was a fairly decent sized one, and it wasn't that much money. It was like trying to
Mhm.
think. I think it was like $150.
Yeah, the thing about buying it from there is that I have to pay for it and then get reimbursed. If it
Oh,
comes,
I don't know how else we can do. Where else would you buy it from?
so I can talk to the town if we can find one on Amazon. The town has an Amazon business account.
The town does?
Yeah, the town has a business account, and that way I wouldn't have to get reimbursed.
Well, the problem with getting reimbursed,
Is I
okay,
eat the tax.
you eat the tax, and none of us should eat the tax.
Yeah.
All right, it's craziness to have to eat the tax. So you know what? I understand, and I agree with what you're saying.
So yeah, so I can look on Amazon and see, and I don't know if anybody, even if the town owns any that we could borrow, I don't know.
I don't know of any.
I think at one time the Friends may have had one for the book sales.
Yeah, I can look upstairs. I don't know if there's anything up there, because a lot of the Friends stuff is up there. Because I know they had used some big ones at the town meeting. I don't know if those had been borrowed, but
Is the library going to be open the regular hours, like normal hours?
yes. So right now the only difference is there's the 2 days we're open late. We're only open till 6 right now. It will be extended to 7 next month. Because now that people are starting to be at work, we'll have to be open till 7. And then eventually we'll have to extend the hours to make up for the Hathaway being closed. But I probably won't do that till the fall.
So are there any times when you'll be there and the library's going to be closed, and maybe you can just limit curbside to that time?
Possibly. Like Mondays and Wednesdays right now, we're not open to the public. But we're both.
Maybe you can do the curbside on those 2 days.
Yeah, it's possible. Again, I think the problem is we don't want patrons to get confused about like what times we're opening and what times they can pick up, especially when things go back to normal. I don't want them to be like, oh, so the White's always going to be open on Mondays and Wednesdays now. So I think maybe even if we did, yeah, I just don't know. I have to figure out just the location of the table and like.
You also have to remember to keep time free of patrons so that you can get your work done.
Yeah. So I'm not sure exactly. That's why I don't know. I think maybe tomorrow I can see like how other people are doing curbside and letting people in at the same time. Like I said, it's just hard, especially as the weather gets worse. We definitely need either a tent or some sort of like canopy. So.
Well, why don't you get a hold of Ally
Yeah.
or Tim? Tim's on vacation until I think what's the 22nd? Oh, he must be back. I think he came back yesterday.
Yeah, I think I saw him today. So.
Okay.
I can ask them
if
tomorrow.
they have the canopy, right?
Okay.
If they have a canopy. If they don't have a canopy,
if they can order us one.
Order us one on through Amazon, and I would think that you need at least an 8x8 canopy.
Yeah, I don't think any too much bigger than that though.
Oh, and then they should also order stakes so you can tie it, so we can tie it down.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask them tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, and as far as I don't know, what's everybody think? Should we try to delay it another week or go along with what the town's doing? I mean, we're still a town department. We are a town department. Okay, so we really should follow what the town's doing.
I agree with that. I think if the town has determined that that's when we're going live again, that we should go along with that and do it as well.
Anybody else?
No, I agree, because if there's going to be things that we need from the town later on, or that we want to be working in their favor and not against them.
Well, yeah, because we're a
Right.
town department. We got to
Right.
do what is called for. Everybody got a copy of
Can I just ask Nicole one question?
yeah. I wasn't moving on. I just want to make sure everybody got a copy of the work schedule for both of the employees. You got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nicole,
All right. Go ahead, Beth.
I'm just processing when I come in to browse
Yeah.
and I'm returning books. Should I drop my books in the book drop outside?
So I'm gonna have that open, and then there's gonna be like the one that was originally like on the side of the desk.
Yep.
So that's gonna be like right in the front, and
Oh, okay.
we're gonna encourage them to put it in there, and then at the end of the day, because usually I don't make any appointments the last like half hour of the day, so that Brittany and I can empty that safely into the
Okay.
quarantine bin.
All right.
So yeah, so as long as, like I said, as long as Jeff installs the stuff tomorrow and the other stuff gets picked up, Tuesday will really be the first day, but Jeff, so I reminded him today and he said he's coming tomorrow morning. So if he's not there by the time I come in at 11, I'll probably try to call him, because I know Friday he only works a half day.
Right.
And I want to try to make sure it's done before Monday. So,
And those bins won't be in your way? Remember we were talking last time?
yeah,
about the
so right now since there's not too many, we've just been putting them under the table. And it's in the
bins? No one
nonfiction
can
section.
sit there, right? So.
Yeah, no one's going to be sitting there, and it's the nonfiction section, so it's not browsed very often anyway. So I don't anticipate that it will be too much of a problem. Because like I said, it's not, besides like the first day when we had like 15 bins, it's been only a few bins a day, so it's not too bad. So Saturday, I'm hoping once all the stuff's out of the way, they'll be able to mark the floor for like the flow. And then hopefully we can get the canopy pretty quick. I don't know if we have the 2-day shipping, but hopefully that doesn't take too long.
Were you able
Nicole?
to go? Sorry,
Yeah.
Lucille.
Can't see each other here. Is either one of you, you or Brittany, on Facebook so that you can go to the library's Facebook page and say what's happening?
Yep. So I posted about the curbside on there
Okay.
a week and a half ago, and then
Uh-huh.
it's also posted on the town website, and then
Okay.
it will go out in the flash as well.
All right. Okay, thank you. Sorry, Paul.
Oh, that's okay. Were you able to get the tape that they were talking about at the meeting for the
So
floor?
we tested using like blue painter's tape, and that's been fine. So we're gonna use that because it pops off the floor.
Yeah, okay. What was, I remember Tim talking about some type of tape that they were using.
Yeah,
But-
gaffer's tape or something.
Yeah, you
So
didn't have to get that from them?
No, I had 2 rolls of painter's tape at
Okay.
the library, so we're
Okay.
gonna use that.
All right.
So like I said, so hopefully we can, on Tuesday will be like the first day that appointments are be able to be made. And then Monday will be like the last day we like make sure everything's, we have to put up the rest of the signage and stuff as well, once the
Okay.
glass is up.
Maybe a sign on the door about you must wear a mask to enter.
Mm-hmm. And
And
I'm
the
gonna
other-
have our, because the door's gonna be locked. And then we're gonna let people in for the appointments, because otherwise people will just come up.
Right.
So I'm gonna post our phone number on the door as well for anybody that doesn't know it, so that they can call. But like I said, I don't anticipate it to be too crazy for the most part. I think the hardest part is like certain times are going to be busier than others. Like a lot of people try to come on their lunch break. So that's going to be like between 12 and 1 is going to be a busy time. So just making sure that people are aware that they have to have the appointment. And when we call to let people know, we tell them like you have to have an appointment for curbside or for browsing. So hopefully it's not too much of a problem.
Can you also tell the trustees about the setup for cleaning?
So so right now the cleaning person comes 1 day a week to clean the bathroom and everything, and then all the other like the daily like sanitizing is just whoever closes that day. We'll be responsible for sanitizing the stations, the doorknobs, the phones, and any other like common surfaces. But the cleaning woman comes on Thursdays. I'm hoping to change that to a day that we're not open, but it has not been very successful so far, because obviously once she's in there, that limits the amount of people that we can have down to one at a time.
And
'Cause
you
it'll be-
you talked to Jeff about this already, and he still hasn't changed it?
Yeah, so I'm gonna, like I said, when I talk to him tomorrow, I'm hoping he'll be a little less frazzled and I'll be able to bring it up. Cause she's already cleaning the other buildings in the morning. So I don't know why, if she's already gonna be at the other buildings, she couldn't just come a different day, but I don't, like I said, just mainly because I don't want to have to limit whatever she's there to have one less person in the building.
So she comes while the library's open?
And that's, I mean, that's what Mark did when we were open regular. Mark came in the afternoons when we were open and did it. It's really only the vacuuming that's kind of the problem because it's a hazard. So that might be like the way I kind of bring it up, because obviously the cord for the vacuum, anybody could trip on it. So like I said, I'm hoping that either she can come on a Friday, which is not a very busy day, or on like a Monday or Wednesday when we're not open to the public. And again, I'm going to bring that up with Jeff, especially once we let people in for browsing, because I don't want to have to worry about somebody tripping on the vacuum.
Yeah, you better shoot for her to come in early in the morning, because once we have to open up the library for 5 days a week at that point, right?
Yeah. So
then-
she'll never be able to come in the morning probably, because she has like a schedule that she goes to, I think, the town hall and then the police station or something like that. So I'm not sure that will ever be an option, but when we open on Mondays and Wednesdays, it wouldn't be until the afternoon anyway. So it would, even if she came at noon, it would still be we wouldn't open till 3 probably. We would probably keep that, whatever the hours were at the Hathaway, those are going to be the hours that we open at the White. So it's 3 to 7.
Okay.
So again, I'm going to bring that up. And then I don't know if once they hire a replacement for Mark, if that will also change things as well. So.
Did they ever get and clean the toilet to make it look halfway presentable?
I mean, it's better. It's never going to be good. But once she comes like weekly, it starts to get better.
Yeah, because it's rust stains from the water. That's what it is.
I think
The water there is horrendously rusty.
Toxic.
Right.
And there is a product called Iron Out. And we had a problem with iron here at our house. No place near as bad as that. But for a while, we were putting Iron Out into the toilet tank. And then when it flushes, it's not flushing water that's got all this rust in it.
I think part of the problem is that the water is sitting for a lot longer because it's not in use as often. So I think that is definitely a part of it. So like I said, I'm hoping now that like we'll be in there more, that it won't be so bad. And it's honestly the smell is way worse.
I don't have any hopes for that, because the toilet was actually replaced completely a number of years ago because of the stains, and it's worse than it ever was.
Well, even the walls are stained, like everything's stained in the bathroom, because it's just the water's just so bad.
It is.
And it smells too. It's not even just the color.
Now,
but
I think I had given Dorothy container of Iron Out. Is there any left? Because I can get another container of it and you can try it again.
I mean, I can bring it up to Jeff too, because I don't know if he can get it through whatever, but any of our products are supposed to be able to get from him. So I can ask him about it. I think they're just using Comet right now to try to get it out.
No,
not
that's
enough.
Insufficient. No.
So it's Iron Out?
Yep. It's in a white container with mostly red label on the front. I think we used to get it from Home Depot. Most of those places would have it.
Okay, I'll ask him tomorrow.
Okay.
If I catch him. If not, I'll try to catch him on the phone.
Okay.
I can't believe this is what we're talking about in 2020 about a
Bad
library.
water.
About a library. Let me ask, since we're talking about sanitary conditions. What do you guys think about, the police station, the old police station?
Yeah.
Would that be a better facility for us at this point in time?
I don't know, is there a basement under it?
No,
I didn't think so. It was built like on a slab, right?
no basement.
No
You should
basement.
look at it someday, go on a field trip.
So I had offhand mentioned about the police station to Derek, and Derek said the mold is so bad there that we
Oh,
wouldn't be allowed to do that.
no.
Mold?
Okay,
There's mold there. Yeah.
never mind.
Because I guess originally Derek's office, like the health agent office, had talked about moving there, but I guess there's some bad mold there.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Okay.
If only, right?
I worked there for a long time.
You're fine, right?
I'm fine. Maybe I'm not fine and I don't know it. You never know. Okay, can we go on then since we're done with the toilets? That's
So I can send out an update tomorrow if everything that was supposed to get done was done, so that if we're on schedule for Monday, Tuesday, I can let you guys know tomorrow night.
okay. All right, I sent everybody, I believe I sent everybody a email that was sent by Tim McIntosh, the selectman's person, and it has to do with articles to be submitted for the upcoming special town meeting in October. Did
Yeah.
everybody get that? You guys have, is there anything that we should be putting on that?
Not that I'm aware of.
I couldn't see
Okay.
anything.
Okay. Nicole? Nothing, huh?
That I can think of. I don't know what types of things normally
Yeah, there's nothing that we do. I mean, I think our budget that was approved is fine to get through the year.
Yeah, the only thing that changed with the budget was the overtime, and since we're short a staff member, I don't think that that's something
No.
we
No,
necessarily-
and with the number, I mean, I don't even think we're going to get into overtime,
yeah.
So, we'll leave the staff member, the short staff member for another meeting, since it's not on the agenda. All right, the other thing that we have to discuss is the fact that Nicole is new, and Nicole can't sign bills or payroll without us approving it. Now, I had a discussion with the town accountant, and she sent me some forms. Did I forward these forms to everybody? I think I
Yeah.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
And in our discussion, in the past library trustees authorized Dorothy, who was with us for a long time, to sign the bills and to sign the payroll. After talking with Kim, the thought was that for 6 months, since Nicole is a brand new director, she can sign the bills and then have one of us countersign the bills. Payroll, the same thing. However, one of the things that probably was never appropriate was the person signing their own payroll. So after 6 months, certainly Nicole could sign Brittany's payroll, but her payroll would have to be countersigned by one of us. Now, the purpose that I called, the original purpose for the meeting was on these forms, we have to give in writing who we're going to authorize Nicole to sign the bills, and who's going to countersign the bills for 6 months. After 6 months, we'll have to revisit this and say, okay, Nicole's ready to sign the bills without anybody countersigning them. We'll have to do the same for the payroll, and after 6 months, we can take action to have Nicole sign Brittany's and have somebody countersign Nicole's. So, I don't think it should just be one person to countersign, because if one person isn't available, for example, let's say you said, I can countersign it. And what happens if I'm not around? You can't sit there. So we should at least have a rotation of who can countersign the bills and who can countersign the payroll until the 6 months is over. How's that sound to you guys? And we have to take a vote, and we have to have a separate form for each person.
Sounds good to me.
What about, I want everybody's opinion on this.
Well, I remember doing something similar when they put in that system with Dorothy. I remember that when we were at the meetings, somebody had to sign. And I guess there was one person who would sign during weeks where we weren't meeting. So well, to those of us who were trustees at the time, it's not like it's a brand new thing we've never done before.
Okay. All right. Well, I thought about this after talking to Kim, and here's what my thought is: let Nicole sign the bills and the bills, and then we should vote like. We don't even need to use names. The chairman, if available, the assistant chairman, if the chairman isn't available, the secretary, and we can go further for Irene and Lucille. You know what I'm trying to say? What do you think? What do you guys think?
That makes sense.
Yeah, a rotation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in other words, she called me just the other day. I had to go in to sign the bills because they wouldn't process them without it.
Yeah,
So I'm here. But if I'm not around, she can't get a hold of me. She can get a hold of Linda. Linda could do it on the way home, or Beverly could do it when she's around. At least one of us has to do it.
yeah, so
Sounds good. Go ahead.
so I do the bills Tuesday morning. So ideally I would be turning them in Tuesday afternoon. The bills are every week, obviously payroll's every other week. And latest would be like Wednesday morning,
Right.
just so people are aware.
So
Yeah, I could do
At
that.
the time when we were all signing the bills, when they wouldn't let the director do it, it was done at the meeting. I don't remember going more than once to have them. The regular bills were signed at the meeting. Remember, Lucille? We used
Oh,
to
yeah,
pass the
yeah, we
bills
did. We
around.
signed them at the meeting
Yeah,
and, but we were meeting then, you know, right
Right,
now, at least we're not meeting.
but I mean, then we used to, sometimes we had to go during the other time to sign them because we weren't having a meeting.
Yeah.
But at one time, they required everybody's signature.
right. Well, I know for the water commission, we authorized our chairman to sign the bills and the payroll. But if there's bills and payroll at a meeting that we physically go to, which we haven't gone to because of COVID, then everybody signs. So, but at the rate we're going right now, I don't think we're going to have face-to-face meetings for a while.
Right. No, I think the way your suggestion is good.
It's up. So, Nicole, get our phone numbers because
I have them all.
Okay. So, can somebody make a motion that we authorize Nicole to sign the bills with one co-signature from either the chairman, the vice chairman, and or the secretary? Okay.
We're gonna do that for bills too?
For bills for 6 months.
Oh,
Is that okay?
Yes.
I mean, unless you guys want to do something else, I don't care. All right, for 6 months. After that, we'll revisit that.
okay.
And the same thing for payroll. Somebody has to countersign. We can authorize Nicole to sign Brittany's payroll, and she cannot sign her own, and somebody has to sign Nicole's payroll. How's that?
Okay, I make a motion that we authorize Nicole to sign the bills, and we will have a co-signer for 6 months, and also to sign payroll for Brittany, and someone else is going to have to sign Nicole's. And we'll have one of the trustees witness the signatures and countersign as well.
Okay, so can we give the rotation of who's gonna do it? So she doesn't be, she's not chasing everybody?
Does that have to be part of the motion?
I think it should be.
Yeah, I think it has to be, because we have to, we
Okay.
have to list it.
Okay. I really don't have any idea how to structure it. Could somebody else make a motion about the rotation?
I'll make a motion that the chairman first, if the chairman's not available, then the vice chair. If the vice chair's not available, neither one of them, then the secretary.
And if this, and if all three aren't available,
If all, and then if all three
either
are
of the other two,
Either,
of the other two.
yeah.
How's that?
Well, it's actually three.
Either of
Chris-
the other
Chris-
two. Who-
Three.
Chris-
There's Christine
Christine.
and Irene and me.
Oh, Christine's not here, that's right.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
not.
Okay. Or the other three, okay. So tomorrow, I mean, okay, so we got two motions on the floor. The first motion, anybody want to discuss that any further?
No, well, we need somebody to second it. but-
Second, we need a second for the
I'll
first
second-
motion.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, so
Seconding the motion.
Linda,
Linda,
Thank you.
okay, so let's deal with the first motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, we need to have the roll call for that motion.
Irene, excuse me, Irene, you're in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I am.
Linda, you are in agreement with the motion?
yes.
Lucille, you are in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
Paul, you are in agreement with the motion?
Yes,
And I am in agreement with the motion.
okay, so the motion carries. All right, the second motion was the rotation of who can countersign the bills and Nicole's payroll. All right?
Yep.
So,
I
We
made a
have-
motion. Somebody needs to second, right?
somebody has to second it, yes.
I'll second it.
Okay, Irene seconded. All right, motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? No, good. So,
Irene, you
Beverly?
are in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I am.
Linda, you are in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
Lucille, you are in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
Paul, you're in agreement with the motion?
yes,
And I am in agreement with the motion.
okay, that takes care of that. Now, tomorrow, I'll have to, I'm gonna call Kim to make sure I get the forms filled out correctly. And then my understanding, who's calling me? Not available, you know what that means?
That means it's a telemarketer.
There you go. So I believe everybody is gonna have to sign their own sheet. And I'll get that clarified from Kim, and I'll print them all out. I'll email them to you guys to sign it, and if you can scan it and send it back, that's fine. If not, drop it off at the library and we'll get them back to Kim. How's that? Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, each form just has to have a majority.
Each what?
So each authorization has to have at least four of the trustees sign it.
Yeah, we just took the vote, right?
Yeah, but you also have to do it on that. Also have to
We
sign
also
that.
have to sign it, right? All four of us. So it's probably going to be 2 forms, and I'll email it, and the next person can sign it, email it. That's the only way we can do it. And if that changes, I'll let you guys. I'll send you guys an email. All right. Our department number is 611, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You think we can go a month without a meeting?
Yes.
Wait a minute,
What?
Now, I remember I had spoken to you the other day about the curbside policy that Nicole had written. Should we sign off on that and have that put in the policy book? As a standard
What
policy?
policy? What policy is it?
The curbside policy,
Oh,
that it should be part of the policy book.
sure.
It's a policy that we're using and,
Right. Are you gonna be making any changes to that, Nicole?
So there's gonna be like a browsing one that will have just like, just be like in addition to that, just for about the browsing rules.
right, but the curbside one is. So I
They'll
think
still be in place, yeah.
we could sign off, sign off on that like the other policies are in that book and include it in the policy book.
Since we already talked about the curbside policy, we talked about curbside service. I think we could actually take a vote to include it in our policies.
I make a motion to include the curbside pickup policy in the policy book.
I second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded to include the current curbside policy in the book, in the policy book. And if there's any changes after that, then we have to amend it and redo this again. So all in, there's a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? No. Okay, so Beverly,
Irene, you're in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I am.
Linda, you're in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
Lucille, you are in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
Paul, you're in agreement with the motion?
yes,
And I'm in agreement with the motion.
good.
Okay, and then Nicole will write up another one.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for like the computer policy, like stuff and the browsing policy. It'll just be like a half page probably, hopefully. And I can send that probably Saturday the latest, but I'll send it hopefully on Friday.
Okay, and then at the next meeting, we can adopt that also, right? I mean,
Mhm.
we're allowing her to, we've talked about the browsing policy, so she can implement this as she writes it up and sends it to us, correct?
Mhm.
Yes.
Correct.
And then I'll make sure to have like copies. So if a patron does ask, at least I'll have it to give to them.
Okay. And as you proceed with everything we talked about tonight and how we think it's going to go based on what we talked about, if you run into any snags, you should take, well, I think everybody would agree that you should send us an email telling us what's going on. So if you need our assistance with anything, if we have to call another meeting, we will. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
In regard to anything that has to do with this.
I just have a comment about the next meeting after this. You guys have to give me an annual review. So you're gonna have to have a meeting.
We have to give you an annual review.
Yeah, so the town's making us have annual reviews, and since I don't have a supervisor, you guys are my supervisor, you guys will have to give me an annual review.
Yeah.
For what position? You just got into a new position.
Yeah, but we've got to rate her performance.
Now,
As
when is
before-
that due? When is the annual review due?
August 30th.
And that's for the previous year?
I would say so, yes. And then I don't know if you guys want me to give, if I'm qualified to give Brittany hers. I know I've only been her supervisor for a short amount of time.
Well, first of all, I think it's crazy that we have to review you. If we're going to review you, it can't be as the director. You just started.
So I think I can forward you the email that Ally sent, but if you need clarification, you probably would have to ask her. But
Okay. Yeah, send it to all of us. And as far as you doing a review on Brittany, you weren't her supervisor.
yeah, so
That would have
You
to
would have to-
default to all of us again. Now, next year's a different story.
yes.
Okay.
But for this one, you guys will have to, I'll forward you the email after this, but
Is there a specific form that they use?
Yes.
Will
We
you
did
send
it last year for Dorothy.
for Dorothy? Yes.
yeah.
Can you
Mhm.
can you
Yep.
send that form?
It's in the email, so when I send
Okay.
it,
So we're gonna have, and it's due by August 30th?
Yes.
So we'll have to actually put together, condense it at a meeting and sign off on it, correct? For both of them.
Yes, but I think we need to clarify what it is that we're reviewing, like which position, like her other position or?
Well, it's,
It can't be this one.
Right.
yeah, I mean, I've only been not much to review.
And we
Sorry,
have,
no, it's not on the agenda, but let me just,
and with Brittany's, don't we have to sit down and discuss it with Brittany too? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Face to face.
You know what? Maybe we shouldn't discuss this any further because of
Right.
the agenda issue. Send us the form.
Yep.
I'll talk with Ally and I'll send you guys, or Ally can send you guys something about what we have to do. Okay?
oh, just
And then
for,
go ahead.
It says if you're a board committee chair and your entire board wants to be involved in completing review, it has to be held in an open session.
So we can say all these good things about you and Brittany in open session. So what are they saying? Are they saying if one person does the appraisal, it doesn't have to be an open session?
I guess so. If you guys agree that Paul can do it, then I don't think it has to be. But if everyone wants the whole board, then it has to be an open session.
I think we need to get that email and,
I'll forward it right
Okay.
now.
all right. It's not gonna do me any good. I'm not looking at my email now.
No worries, but at least you'll have it.
Okay, yes, Bev.
I have
What's
one
that?
more agenda item. When
Hey,
we're
you,
ready to move
weren't
on.
you the one that wanted to get this done quick?
Well, these are my agenda items.
Okay,
I'm all wound up. I've got the kids. I'm all sugared up. Um, I'm a little concerned about, because we have the one library open, we have a lot of traffic coming across the street from the parking lot to the library. And I don't know if it's the town highway department or someone in the town, if there's some way of who we contact to make the crosswalk a little bit more prominent so that people realize that there's a crosswalk there. I know we have those signs that are further away from the crosswalk, but people see
don't
those
see
signs and they
them.
don't realize there's a crosswalk there. So if there's something else that could be done, either paint it, right, I know sometimes they're painted, you know, the white lines with yellow in, you know, all,
I would think that would be the highway department that would take care of that.
I
Chuck
mean,
Macumber?
but I'm, because I'm thinking, I think we have, you know, a valid argument now that we've got more traffic coming there.
Yeah.
now.
It's definitely a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
I
So,
can also bring that up tomorrow if I see them.
you know,
well, you should bring it up with the guy that's in charge, which is the highway surveyor.
Well, I have his phone number now, so
Yes, you do. And don't hesitate to call him.
yeah.
He's
I'll call him.
a good guy and he's on Facebook too.
Yeah, I'll call him tomorrow because, like I said, once people start coming in more, I think it's already been a problem, and I don't want it to be.
you know,
And unfortunately, I don't think that like the signs can really like.
the signs don't do it. The signs are far away,
And I think that's because the parking lot, they can't have it closer, but
right?
it definitely, maybe if they were just painted, I don't know if that,
Maybe the crosswalk could be made bigger.
or at least be it noticeable. It's not like,
It's not noticeable. It's, you know,
I've had not, like even school buses don't stop for me, so,
Oh,
It's a very dangerous spot.
yeah. Because people, and I don't know if even to like, you know, like the speed limit, like I don't even know what it is there, but
30.
people are not going 30.
No.
So,
Especially
yeah.
people heading east. They're coming from under the bridge of 140.
Yeah.
They're flying.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll call him tomorrow and bring it up because obviously I want to try to get that done.
right, thank you.
And if it's not his jurisdiction, at least he can direct me to who.
It is his jurisdiction.
Okay. And hopefully they can do it, you know, quickly.
Can you let us know how you make out? Send an
Yeah.
email to the board.
Tomorrow
The
night,
trustees.
I'll follow up with all the various things that are hoped to be accomplished tomorrow.
Okay. Somebody else has something on their agenda?
Well, I just want to point out to Nicole, I don't know if she knows this. I was a professional librarian by trade. I did not work in public libraries. I worked in college and university libraries. But if you, I've actually helped Dorothy and used the software that you have at the library. If you ever need extra help, don't be afraid to let me know and find out if I can come and help you.
Yeah, for sure. I think right
Okay.
now it's still quiet enough, but if one of us is ever sick, I think that obviously would be helpful.
Yeah. Okay.
Irene, weren't you involved in the library before too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I helped Dorothy when she was by herself for a while.
So you got two people there.
Back up.
All right, is there anything else?
No, I make a
Motion to
motion to
adjourn.
adjourn.
I second it.
All right, motion made and seconded to adjourn. Thank you, everybody. And I forgot that Christine wasn't here tonight. I hope everything is all right. She's had a rough time.
Yeah, once your husband goes like that, it's very tough
Yep.
to snap back. You can't just snap back. It takes a while.
Yep.
And you're never really the same. So
All right, motion. Go ahead, Nicole.
No, I'm just ready to go home.
Oh. Are you at the White or the Hathaway?
The Hathaway.
Okay. Motion made and seconded for Nicole to go home. I mean, for us to adjourn.
So are we doing the next meeting, or we had one scheduled for August? Are we gonna leave it on the, what are we doing?
What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to wait and see where we're at in case we have to call a meeting in August?
Why don't, well, I was gonna say, why don't we leave it? And if not, we don't need it, we can always cancel it.
Okay,
All right, so what's the next meeting date, Bev?
August 20th,
8/20.
and then,
unless Paul changes it.
8/20 at 7?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a Thursday.
All right, I'm taking notes, by the way, so I don't forget for the next agenda. All right. Now we can go on with the motion that was made by Linda. Who seconded it?
I did.
Irene. Okay. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed? No?
no.
Okay. Motion made and second. It was unanimous. I got confused. I got a phone call here that I had to get rid of. Okay.
Irene,
Beverly-
are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I'm in agreement.
Linda, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I am.
Lucille, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I am.
Paul, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I am.
And I'm in agreement with the motion.
All right. We're done. I'm looking at the time. I'm supposed to be on a radio net at 7 o'clock. I got like 1 minute.
There you
Oh, my
go.
Lord.
Time, Paul.
Good night, everyone.
Wow.
Bye.
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 Good night, everybody.
Good night.